Hey everybody, it's on the eve of Father's Day weekend. It's a Thursday and I'm traveling to Illinois to visit my lab team in Illinois, and I have a call to action on the eve of Father's Day weekend. So I think about my dad and what a great example he is to me, and the big gift that he gave to me is he was always working. Just always working. He didn't watch TV much. He was always reading, studying, always working, got up, and I only remember him missing one day of work, and he was sick, like botulism sick, when I was like 3 or 4 years old. I remember my mom driving him in the car, and he's just moaning. Maybe he didn't even miss work the next day, but I heard he almost died. Anyway, he was a great example of a work ethic, and that's really a gift to me. But give your dads grace. I'll tell you why. You know, a lot of people talk about, hey, my dad never told me he loved me. My dad never told me he was proud of me. You're probably right. Maybe he didn't. Maybe we didn't know that back then. But think about the times that he smiled, or he just nodded his head, or he winked at you. That was him saying he loves you. And so think about those times. I remember some of those times with myself. And I remember I was fortunate enough to have breakfast with my dad and his wife last week. And my kids were talking and saying things, 3 of my boys, and they said things, and my dad would just smile. I could see that was his way of saying, hey, I love my sons, I love my grandsons. Give your dad grace. My call to action is call him up. If you are blessed enough to still have him in your life, call him up and say, Dad, thanks. We always had food on the table. He always protected us. Oh, I remember that too. When there were bullies in the neighborhood, oh, it didn't go well when my dad found out if they were true bullies, and we didn't, the ones that actually kind of stirred it up. So he always provided and protected for us. Call your dad up, tell him thank you, tell him I love you, and if you have your own kids, go ahead. Now we know that some of those words of affirmation are important. Go tell your kids you love them and you're proud of them as well. That is my call to action for Father's Day weekend, and have an amazing one. I'm going to be with so many of my kids. I'm super excited.